Hi Sagittarius, here is a general look at your solar chart for October 2016. Now there's a progressive feel to this month. It's sociable, but it's also practical, and it's to do with the material aspects of life as well. So until the 23rd, the solar energy makes it a forward-moving phase, and you could be making new connections, or maybe mixing with already established associations or friendships or groups. It's definitely this feeling that it's a future-orientated time, and you could you could get the feeling as though the ball is rolling on something that you've been waiting to do for quite a while, and you could have a sort of a feeling of being a cog in the wheel, maybe, or coming into a cycle which maybe you come in and out of. There could be that kind of feeling to it also. And then we get the sun in there, so that means that there's attention given to that area. But then also from the 7th, Mercury comes in there, and that means this is a great period to sort of mull things over with others, chew the fat, keep your ear to the ground, listen to what's sort of in the air, as it were. You could also be networking more, spending more time online. Others could find you articulate and even inspirational, but you could also be thinking this about others, and making a new friend, perhaps even, or getting into a sort of making contact with others of like mind, I would say, yeah. So and there could be an unconventional feel to this time as well in October. The feeling of the unexpected, sometimes the unconventional, the unorthodox, and maybe so people of like mind, but also maybe coming at it from a different angle, sort of thing, something like that. Or maybe it's not like that at all. Until the 7th, though, Mercury is in the previous area, which is to do with your targets in life, your goals, your role, your responsibilities, authority figures, bureaucracy, officials, that kind of thing. Career matters for some of you as well, a new enterprise maybe even. And you could find your goals and schemes are being supported and validated, or not, really, but there could be every now and again this feeling in this area here of running up, getting tangled up in a bit of red tape, maybe. Yeah, it could be like that. The position of Mars is in this very, very practical area. Now, we do have some transits going on, but before I get to those, I just want to say about a transit that is no longer going on, or is diminishing very, very rapidly over October, but better in the second half, and that's the long-term one, which I've been mentioning previously, of Saturn and Neptune, which has denied us clarity, as sort of meant that we had to hang fire on things, or even not even that. It's not even having enough information to know whether to mothball something or whether to go on with something, because there just wasn't the clarity there, or there wasn't the anybody reliable to consult with, or to help join up the dots. So now this is dissolving, and now we will have the opportunity to get the facts sorted out, make the decisions which are more informed decisions based more upon facts, and see what can be done in the situation. And Saturn is, of course, in your sign, so this is about things close to your heart, maybe things to do with your well-being, your actual physical, so that's health matters, exercise type things, but also whatever you hold dear to yourself, that you'd love to be able to achieve in life. And those are the things that you should be taking responsibility for now, in a general sense, over this long transit of Saturn, and concentrate your energies more purposefully and consistently onto specific targets related to structures, building structures to do with your well-being, building structures to do with what you specifically want to achieve with your life. So no pressure there then. But this Saturn Neptune thing has been like, oh, is this working? Oh, I don't know. I haven't got the information. I haven't got somebody who really has got this sussed that I can confer with. Somebody who's got like the inside story, somebody who has, or just getting the right publication that allows you to figure it out for yourself. It's been quite hard. And as I said before, been quite hard to make sort of like an historical decision under that difficult transit. So here in the UK, having to vote, you know, whether to stay or leave the EU. And I think a lot of people got caught up in that one and just imagined certain things were true, when in actual fact, when it all, you know, when as it pans out, it will pan out that actually certain things that were believed and maybe broadcast by people in good faith actually turns out to be just a load of rubbish. So it's going to be different. It's going to be different to what we imagine. Stay in, go out, it's going to be different. The outcome is going to be different. So yeah, we wait and sort of watch that space there. So this is separating now. So we do get more of a sense of, oh, okay, now I'm getting more of a shape of things here. Now I know how to plan ahead. Right. The transits. Now we have very brief ones. The Sun whizzing across Pluto. Now Pluto is in your area to do with material security, the piggy bank, and there is radical change in this area here for you, and not just outwardly but inwardly. What do I really hold to be the most valuable? It might not be the same now as it was years ago. It might not be the same now as it will be in years' time. But what do I now have prioritized as the top of the list? Okay. And Sun whizzing across there, lighting up that area there, that might mean that, that's an interesting one. Okay, so the Sun is going to whiz across Pluto. Yeah, that's it. So it might mean that there's a different light thrown on something, or there's a little bit of a feeling of pressure or battle of wills going on there, or sort of, it's to do with values that we share with others. So it's comparing those values and maybe being quite surprised that there are certain differences or certain different ways around of looking at them. Then the next one is when the Sun whizzes across Uranus, which is in your 5th house, which is in a really good angle to your Sun sign. So expect the unexpected there. Try and be flexible. Maybe think outside of the box, but it's you know, it's likely to. Maybe some of you might not even notice that, but just be flexible in your thinking. And then Mars going across Pluto. This is quite a strong one, and this might mean that there's a bit of pressure on that material area to do with the piggy bank, to do with property matters. At the moment, Mars is demanding you put more effort and decisiveness into that area there. Possessions, territory, what you've got to protect, what you've got to maintain, what you've got to ditch, what you've got to maybe would like to get your hands on, and you need to be very motivated there. You need to be very proactive there. But the energy of Mars is quite feisty, and the energy of Mars could do a 180 on you and be coming at you from somebody who is throwing their weight around or who is pushing you in some way. And do not be scripted into taking a hasty decision or taking a hasty action there. Mars can be demanding. That demandingness might be coming from you towards another, but also that might be coming from them towards you, and you're pushed into unwise actions. So physical strength could be stretched over this time. It might not be like that at all. It might be that you're simply having to put your back physically into the material, shifting things around. I mean, literally lifting things and humping things around and sort of push and shove. And I mean, it might be like that, or it might not be like that. It might be to do with Mars flagging up to you through some kind of set of circumstances that your talent is what is wanted now. Maybe you've hidden your light under a bushel. So this is a time for you to actually accept that you have a talent that you've got to do something with, or indeed take that talent and make it lucrative, or indeed apply that talent to the situation that's going on now. And talent, well, everybody's got it, and everybody, you absolutely, without a single omission, everybody's got at least one. It's figuring out where that is. And where is it? Well, it's what you like. It's what you dream, you sort of yearn for within yourself. Now, okay, you might not be, you know, a great sort of like star or opera singer or sports person or, you know, philosopher or whatever, base jumper, skydiver, but it's your unique, specific, special jewel, and there is a use for it somewhere. Now, ideally, we want to make, you know, something lucrative out of our talent as well, but you mustn't put that first. You've got to just hone that talent into a skill. Well, that's how I see it anyway. At the beginning of now did I say this? So Venus is coming on to Saturn in your sign at the very end of the month, last 3 days. So there you've got to be a bit more businesslike, a bit more formal in a situation there. You might feel that others are being a little bit sort of, yeah, not very warm and cuddly. No, maybe even a bit cold, or maybe it's to do with bureaucracy, and it's in a sort of like a it's to do with officialdom, that kind of thing. It could be like that, or maybe you just got to watch your P's and Q's in a situation, and that is the way to do this one, and keep your feelings, you know, in order. That would be the advice anyway, if you can remember it. It's right at the end of the month. And then Mercury on Jupiter is at the beginning of the second week. That's a nice one. Mercury on Jupiter, well, connecting with people of like mind maybe, or people who are very unconventional and different, or a situation that's unconventional and different, or feeling as though you are part of a group in some way or another. So that seems to be quite nice, and you perhaps taking a leap in your consciousness there. I mean, it is a very, very brief little transit, but it only needs a split second to take a leap in consciousness. Not years of slog. Well, I suppose one could get there eventually if one lived in a cave and sort of like meditated every day, but that doesn't sound like much fun to me, although to some people it would be. Okay, and so I was talking about Mars. So yeah, so you can be very productive with Mars in this area here, and achieve things, and then with Venus, Venus until the 18th is in a background area, so not wanting to let on about how you feel about somebody or something, because you don't really know. Actually, you could be vacillating a little bit, or you're not just in the mood to reach out in that kind of sociable, totally, you know, open kind of way. You're still holding you're still keeping your counsel, and you could be mulling things over as well. You could be mulling over the past. You could be feeling more emotional here. More emotional. It doesn't necessarily have to be bad, but it does get in the way of rational thinking a little bit. So it's a balancing act, trying to align the head and the heart. Once you get those clicked together, which is their rightful place, even though everything that happens to us from the minute we're born is designed to knock those two off balance. But once you get those two hooked back up together, and maybe this is a position of Venus where you could have some runs at that, some shots at doing that, and it's likely you can benefit materially through imaginative work, or service type work where you're there for others. I mean, you shouldn't be looking for reward, but that's how that's how it can be. Ego on one side, selfless help, and then you could actually even benefit there. But you should go to nurturing places, be with nurturing people as much as you can. And then from the 18th, Venus is in your sign. That's very different. That's where this position of Mars, if you were in a sort of bargaining sort of situation, you could do well. People like your style, they like the way you come across, they like the way you look. If it's a romantic type situation, this is the time to go for it. Reaching out to connect with others in the group, with the friends, making the contacts. This is a time professional relationships get a boost with more opportunities to mix and mingle successfully or connect with those important to you. At least things will tend to go with less inner questioning and more flow there, I think. And Jupiter, of course, your ruling planet, is in a fortunate angle to your sun sign. It's changed now to this really beneficial angle, and it's an opportunistic angle and will be there until October 2017. And that will help you to grow and learn through new associations and friendships, or within a collective of others who have interests in common. So ditto for what I was saying earlier about the position of the sun, which is a very, very quick transit, but this is a very, very long one. So you'll have a chance to really develop this and connecting in with a key group of others in some way. You Sagittarians born the 25th of November to the 3rd of December, with 3 to 12 degrees rising, going to feel that one the most. And then for Saturn, you Sagittarians born the 1st to the 7th of December, with 10 to 16 degrees rising, will feel that one the most. And then quickly, Neptune going through your home area for many a long year, meaning you do have to put your own preferences on one side to a degree, not 100%, you know, just being the doormat, but to a degree you've got to be able to do, but you've got to be smart with the way you do it, so that you still allow the space for yourself to realize your own hopes and dreams and your own wishes regarding privacy, regarding, you know, comforts, regarding place on the map, whatever. Sagittarius born the 29th of November to the 2nd of December, or with 8 to 11 degrees rising, going to feel that one the most. And that's it for October. If you know your rising sign or your moon sign, listen to those. And also this material, the basis of this material, the basics, is written up on my website, DianaGarland.com. And I'll see you the next time.